Well, Donald Trump's hush money trial resumes today with his former fixer, Michael Cohen, back on the stand for cross-examination. On Tuesday, the defense attempted to paint Cohen as a vengeful liar to the jury. And several GOP members, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, actually traveled to New York and attacked Cohen. The prosecution and the judge lending a hand to Donald Trump, who's actually restricted by a gag order. And so he can't do all of that. Joining me now in Studio 57 with more is CBS News investigative reporter Graham Cates. So we've had like a day off, Graham. So remind us about where Cohen was. You mentioned that the defense sort of attacked him on his motivation and his credibility, really his motivation. But did they attack him on what he said, which was that Donald Trump knew exactly what this money was all about?
No, so we really haven't gotten in this cross-examination to the evidence that was put forward through Cohen's initial testimony about the crimes committed. They've talked about vulgar social media posts that Cohen has posted. They talked about kind of his merchandising of his antagonism of Trump. And they talked about his previous the previous times when he's admitted to lying under oath.
Right.
So again, this has so far been all about Cohen's character and his motivations, but not so much about the evidence that was put forward on his behalf.
So at the center of this case, though, is what did the president know, right? Was he aware that this was about repayment for the hush money because of the election? Was Cohen able not just to express that, but also provide some kind of proof?
Yeah, so there's kind of two main aspects to like the core of Cohen's initial testimony. The first thing was that he recounted from his own, in his own words, meetings with Donald Trump, where he said Donald Trump approved a few elements of this scheme to first purchase negative stories about him, and then ultimately to falsify business records to cover it up.
Right.
And they never actually showed anything. There was no document that said, I, Donald Trump, approve of this scheme.
Right.
What they did show, though, and now they've shown twice to the jury, were handwritten notes by Trump's longtime CFO, kind of breaking down how the payments would work to Cohen. And they showed a lot of testimony about the idea that Trump was a micromanager who signed off on every decision, that he was required to be the only person who could sign for checks, for instance, at one point for just more than $2,500 from $1 billion company, and then later towards his presidency, $10,000. But these are small amounts relatively.
Really quickly, Alan Weisselberg is who you're talking about?
Yes.
He's not expected to testify.
No, neither side wants him to testify. They kind of made that clear. He's currently in jail for perjury. And part of that, the agreement that sent him to jail was that the DA wasn't going to call him, and the defense isn't about to call someone who's serving time for perjury.
Interesting. All right, Graham Cates, thank you so much.
Thank you.